Hi everyone, welcome to the next installment of our running strength class, through the Sports Science Institute of South Africa and Totalsports. Hope you're doing well. We're going to start off with our warm-up and mobility routine for today. So I want you to start on the ground. So lie on your back. You're going to pull one knee into your chest. You can extend your leg up, flex your foot back, and relax. So we're going to do 5 of these leg extensions. Once you're done 5, you're going to bend your other leg. We're doing 5 straight leg raises. Going through as much range of motion as you can. And doing the same thing on the other side. So knee into your chest, extending out, and relaxing down. 5 times. And 5 straight leg raises. From there we're going to go into 10 glute bridges. So hands across your shoulders, driving your heels into the ground, squeezing your hips up and controlling down. Focus on squeezing the glutes all the way up, raise the hips all the way up, keep them nice and stable. That's 8, 2 more. From there we're going to do a figure 4 bridge. You're going to place one foot on your opposite knee. Other heel is on the ground. Push that knee out. And then from there you're going to drive through the heel of the leg on the floor and squeeze your hips up, getting a nice stretch into this leg and controlling down. 5 per side. And change sides. Good. From there we're going to come up into a 4-point position. Keeping your core braced, hips as stable as you can. We're going to be doing bird dog. So opposite arm and leg extending out, squeezing the glute, controlling back, other side. Make sure you're not arching too much into your back. Just keep your core nice and tight, hips as stable as you can. So 4, 1 more per side. And relax. From there we're going to do some thoracic rotations. Just take your one arm, reach through underneath your armpit as far as you can, and open up to the opposite side. Reaching as far as you can, let your eyes follow your thumb as you open up. We're doing 5 per side. Good, changing sides. And relax. And then we're going to go into a pike position. So push your head through your shoulders, heels towards the ground. Drive your one leg forward to your hand. From there, push through your back heel and raise your arms up. Be a warrior position if you were yoga class. Push your head through your shoulders, other foot forward, and reaching up, getting a nice stretch in that back hip flexor. We're doing 5 on each side. Good. Pushing through your back heel, driving your hips forward. Getting nice and warm. Last one. Good. Okay, from there we're going to stand up, going into a nice wide stance, toes pointing forward, push your bum back and down into your one hip, back to the middle, bum back and down to your other hip, back into the middle. Okay, stretching out the adductors, doing 5 aside. And last one. 5. We're going to do 10 bodyweight squats. Okay, so feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. Keep your core nice and tight, pushing your hips back and down, knees in line with your toes, and driving up. Make sure you're pushing through your whole foot into the ground. Knees nice and straight in line with your toes, chest up. Good. Okay. Last part of the warm-up, we're going to do 5 divers per side. Okay. So you're standing on your one leg. Push your first and your fifth metatarsals and your heel bone firmly to the floor, splitting your toes out, grip into the ground. Okay, slightly bend that knee. You're going to kick your non-standing leg back. Reach your arms forward. Okay, diving forward, making sure your lower back straight and your hips are nice and stable. Driving through your glutes and hamstrings to pull yourself back up to the middle. The opposite leg coming through. Okay, keep your hips as stable as you can. Core tight the whole time. You're doing 5 on each side. Good. Same thing on the other side. Again, first and fifth metatarsals and your heel into the ground, splitting your toes out, gripping into the ground. Okay, and there standing with a slight bend in your knee. Keep your hips as stable as you can. Kick your non-standing leg back, reaching forward. Squeeze your glutes and hamstrings, drive up. And last one. 5. Good. Okay. Then we're going to move on to part A for the session. So we're going to focus on a bit of ankle work and glute activation. Okay. So first one we're going to do is 4-way hops. Okay. So what you can use for this is you can have 4 small objects. Okay. Place them in a square position. Get around you. They're forming. You got a whole big square going around, so 4 pointers you're going to aim towards. You're going to stand in the middle on your one leg. Okay, make sure your arch is nice and stable, so you're gripping into the ground, pushing firmly into the ground, and you're raising your arch up. From there, standing on your one leg, you're going to jump forward towards the forward marker, back to the middle, and then to the one side, back to the middle, okay, behind you, back to the middle, across to the other side, and back to the middle. Okay, so that's 1 rep. We're going to do 4 reps on the one leg, 4 on the other leg. Focus on each time stabilizing, trying to become as stable as you can on the ankle before hopping back to the other side and cushioning the impact with your hip going a little bit back each time. Okay, if you lose your balance any time, you can just use the other leg to help you back up and keep going. Okay, we're starting with our one leg. Okay, that's 1 down. Okay, focus on keeping active with the muscles underneath your foot. So your foot should be constantly working to stabilize. Trying to maintain a nice firm arch. That's 2. Okay, and you're gripping into the ground through your foot. Good, that's 3. One more rep. And relax. Good. Okay, your ankle should be working quite a lot. And go into the other leg. Okay, gripping into the ground, nice and stable. Focus on working through the ankle. A nice cushioned, soft landing each time you land. Okay, that's 2 reps down, we've got 2 left. Going for our last one. And stay as stable as you can, keep the core tight, hips nice and stable. And relax. Good. Whew. Okay, and then we're going to freestanding calf raises if you can. If you need, you can have a stable object or wall nearby just to grab onto if you need. Okay. So for that, again, we're going to focus on pushing through your 1st and 5th metatarsals and your heel into the ground, raising your arch up, splaying your toes out, gripping into the ground. Okay. Brace your core tight, keep your hips nice and stable. I'm going to aim for 10 freestanding calf raises, slowly raising your heel up, controlling down. Okay, so rising up onto your toes, controlling down. Keep that integrity of the arch, so don't let your arch collapse in. Push firmly into the ground onto your forefoot, control slowly down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, same thing on the other side. Again, 1st and 5th metatarsals, heel bone pushing in, splaying your toes out, grip it into the ground. Make sure your arch is nice and steady. And we're rising up onto our toes, controlling down. That's 5, 7, 3 more. Good, try and stay as stable as you can. Last one. Good. Okay, from there we're going to have one exercise focusing on a bit of core and glute activation. So into a 4-point position. Okay, knees beneath your hips, hands beneath your shoulders. We're going to do glute kickbacks with your knees slightly off the floor. Okay, so brace your core tight. Raise your knees slightly off the floor. Keep your hips stable. You're going to extend through your one hip, squeezing the glutes, hold for 2 seconds, and control back. We're doing 10 reps per side. Squeeze the glute, kicking back, hold 2 seconds, control down. That's 5, 6, 7. Make sure your back is not rounding, you're not arching to your back, and your hips are not rising up. Okay, 2 more. And relax. Okay, give your shoulders and your legs a bit of a break. From there we're doing the other side. Okay, brace the core tight, keep your hips stable, rising the knees off the ground. Extending the other leg, kicking back, control down. 8. Last one. 10. Good. Okay, that's one set down. We're going to be doing all of those 3 exercises one more time. Okay, so starting with our 4-way hop. Standing in the middle, making sure your arch is nice and high. Gripping into the ground, splaying your toes out. And we're hopping forward. Nice soft landing each time. To the one side, behind you, and to the other side. Okay, that's 2. One more set. Good, and relax. Nice, changing over to the other foot. Okay, make sure your toes are pointing forward. Metatarsals, heel down. Splay the toes out, grip it to the ground. Make sure your arch is prominent, and we hopping forward and back. Good, that's halfway. 2 more on that leg. Last round. And last one. Good, and relax. Okay, good job. Pack those markers away. Okay, we're going into our freestanding calf raises. Okay, so remember pushing your metatarsals and your heel into the ground, splaying your toes out. Push firmly into the ground, raise your opposite knee up. Keep your hips nice and stable. Raising your heel up and controlling down. 2, going for 10. Two more. Good, and chain size. Okay, last set. Focus on rising up onto those toes and controlling down. Last 2. Okay, let's do that again. Good, and last one. Good. Okay, now we're going to our glute kickbacks. So 4-point position, hips stable, core nice and tight, knees slightly off the floor, squeezing your glute, kicking your one leg back, control down. 7, keep the hips stable. 9, last one, and 10. Good, have a bit of a rest. Okay, so 10 more reps of this exercise. Back into your 4-point position. Hip stable, core tight. Squeeze the glute kickback. Last one. And relax. Okay, great job. That's part A done. We're going to go on to part B. Okay, so you're going to need just an odd object at home, anything like a book or a water bottle or a bag filled with a few objects. Okay, it should be relatively light. Okay, you're going to hold the object in the opposite hand to the leg that's on the ground. Standing on your one leg, okay, and you want to make sure that you're nice and stable. So you're pushing your first and fifth metatarsals down and your heel down, splaying your toes out, dripping into the ground, making sure your arch is nice and prominent. Okay, raise the other leg up. We're going to be doing a single leg deadlift with a row. So you can place your other hand on your lower back, make sure it's nice and straight. It's going to be a hip hinge pattern, so you're hinging your hips back, kick your non-standing leg back, taking the object down to about mid-shin. From there you're going to row up to the side of your chest, squeeze your shoulder back, control down, and then from there driving through your standing legs, glute and hamstring to extend back up. Okay, so one more time. So hinge of the hips back, lowering the object to mid-shin, row up, control down, and squeeze your hips forward. Okay, so we're going to be doing 8 on the one leg, 8 on the other. Okay, starting now, keep your shoulder back, hinge of the hips back, keeping your lower back straight, row the object up, control down, squeeze your hips forward. That's 1. 2. 3. Try not to rush it, just be nice and controlled. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. And 8. Good. Changing sides. Okay, again making sure your foot is nice and stable. Okay, arch is prominent and your toes are pointing forward. Okay, hinge of the hips back. Chest over, kick your non-standing leg back. Lower the object to mid-shin. Row up, control down, squeeze your hips forward. Okay, that's 1. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Good. Okay, still keeping the object you've been using, which you need a small ledge, step or bench behind you. Okay. We're going to be doing a split squat and press. So you're going to hold the object in the same hand as the leg that's at the back on a small step. Make sure your toes are curled under so you don't have your toes flat like that. Toes curled under, pointing forward. Nice big step forward so that your front knee is directly above the ankle. Again, toes pointing forward. Hips stable, core brace nice and tight. You're going to hold that object on the same shoulder as the back leg. From there, keeping your chest up, you're going to sit back into that front hip. Slowly controlling down into your split squat. From there, you're pushing your leg into the ground, squeezing your hips up, pressing the object overhead. Okay, so we're doing 8 per side. Squatting down, knee nice and straight. Squeeze your glutes and hamstrings, driving up, press the object overhead. Okay, so that's 1, 7 more. Make sure you keep sitting back into your hip, driving up, pressing overhead. 2 more. Last one. And 8. Good. Changing sides. Okay, keep that core nice and tight, not arching into your back. Core tight, hip stable. You're sitting back into your hip, driving up and pressing. Six. 7. Last one. 8. Good. Nice work. Okay, one more set of those 2. Okay, so still holding the object. We're going back into the single leg deadlift with a row. Standing on your one leg. Okay, gripping firmly into the ground. Prominent arch. Hips nice and stable, core tight. Keep your shoulder pinned back. We're hinging your hips back. Controlling the object down to mid-shin, rowing up, control down, squeeze your hips forward. Okay, that's 1, 7 more. Five, 6, 7, last one, and 8. Good. Changing sides, foot firmly into the ground. Squeeze the core tight. Okay, hips nice and stable. Hinging the hips back, controlling the weight to mid-shin. Row up, control down, drive the hips forward. That's 4, halfway. Keep it nice and stable and controlled. Six, last 2. 7, last one. 8. Okay, well done. Grabbing your small step or bench. Okay, we're going to our split squats. Okay, so rear foot elevated, toes curled under. Big step forward with the front leg, knee above the ankle, toes pointing forward, object on the same shoulder as the back leg. Make sure your core is braced, your hips are stable. Sit back into your hips, driving up, pressing overhead. Okay, 8 per side. That's 2. 6, 7, and 8. Good. Changing sides. Okay, keep that core tight, hips as stable as you can. Make sure your chest is not dropping as you're going down. 7, 1 more, and 8. Great job. Okay, that's the end of that set. We're going to move on to our third set, which is going to be a bit more fast-paced or conditioning focused. So for that, again, you're going to need one odd object, and you're going to need a chair or a bench. It's nice and stable. Okay, about knee height or a little bit lower. Okay, either one odd object or two odd objects. We're going to be doing 4 movements. The first one is going to be a one-arm pendulum lunge. Okay, so for that, you're going to be holding the object over your head in the one arm, and that same leg is going to be lunging forward and back while the other leg stays stationary. Okay, so we're going to focus on stability, keeping your core tight, hips stable. So forward lunge, back into your back knee. Pressing back up, straight into a reverse lunge. Back up, straight through, forward lunge, straight back through, into reverse lunge. Okay, so back, forward and back is 1 rep. And we're going to be doing 8 on the one arm and leg, 8 on the other arm and leg. Okay, from there it's going to be 20 per side of lateral hops. Okay, for lateral hops, this can be in your forefoot, you can hop side to side. Nice and quick, each time you're landing, pushing your bum back to cushion the impact, and you're quickly hopping side to side, 20 per side. From there we're going to be doing odd object swings. So we're going to be making a kettlebell swing. If you have a kettlebell, you can use that, or you can use a dumbbell or 2 dumbbells like I'll be using, or you can use a backpack filled with a few objects or a 5-litre water bottle, for example. Okay, and for that, it's going to be a hip hinge pattern. Okay, so slight bend in the knees. It's going to be a hip hinge back, so lower back staying straight, chest up. From then aggressively driving through your glutes and hamstrings to propel the object forward to about eye level. From there, you're controlling with your shoulders. You letting the objects fall between your hips, but keeping the tension in your shoulders. So you're letting them fall, hinging your hips back, and popping forward. Okay, so you're keeping the momentum going. A little bit of tension in the shoulders. Okay, but you're not resisting the fall and then going again. So you're moderating the control down and keeping the momentum going, popping your hips forward, letting them fall between your hips. Okay, so for that we'll be doing 20. And the last movement will be bench step overs. So for this it's going to be 10 per leg. So on your step or bench, you have 1 foot in the middle. You'll be driving explosively into the bench or chair, locking out the hip on the top, changing legs, going across to the other side. Then it's going to be the other leg working, again driving through your leg, extending your hip fully and over. So in real time it'll look like this, up and over, up and over. Okay, that'll be 10 per side. Okay, we're going to be doing 2 sets. Alright, so starting with our pendulum lunge. You need 1 object over your head, keep the shoulder pin back, core tight, ribs down to your hips. We're doing 8 pendulum lunges on the one side. So forward lunge, push back, reverse lunge. Come through, extend the hip, forward lunge, push back, reverse lunge. Extending the hip, forward, reverse, forward, reverse. Okay, that's halfway. That's 6. Last one, 8 and 8. Good. Changing sides. Okay, now it's going to be your other leg working same side as the arm is holding the object. So forward lunge, pushing back, reverse lunge. Good, this is 5. Keep sitting back into the hip of the standing leg. And we're lunging forward, sitting back into that forward leg's hip. 2 more. Keep that core tight, hips as stable as you can. And relax. Good. Okay, placing the object down, we're going to go into our lateral hops. Okay, so 20 per side, 40 in total. Nice and quick on your forefoot. Six. Good, explosively push the ground away as you're hopping side to side. 10, halfway. Each time try and get as far as you can and cushion the impact of your hip going back. 4 more. 20, good. Whew. Okay, from there we're going to grab either your 2 odd objects or 1 object like a backpack or water bottle, and we're doing our kettlebell swing in inverted commas, okay, or essentially an explosive hip hinge, okay. So stand slight bend your knees, hinge your hips back, popping forward, let the objects fall, popping forward. Good, drive the hips forward to create the momentum on the objects. $13. 17. Last one. 20. Good. Placing objects down. We're going to our last one, which will be bench step overs. 1 foot on your step or bench, toes pointing forward. Push your leg into the bench, extend the hip, and pop over. Okay, we're doing 10 per side, starting from this one. That's 4. Make sure your knees following towards the toes, and you're extending the hip at the top. $10 and 10. Good. Okay, good job. Have a bit of a break, grab some water. We're going to do 1 more set of those 4 exercises, and then finishing off with 2 core exercises. Okay, so as you start getting a bit more tired, just focus on keeping everything nice and stable, always extending through your hip. Okay, keeping your core tight, hips as stable as you can. Alright, going to our second and last set of this. A one arm pendulum lunge, one arm overhead, same leg moving forward and back. Forward lunge, back into hip, push back, reverse lunge, back into hip. Keeping the knee nice and straight. That's 2. That's 6. Seven, last one. 8. Good. Changing sides. This is 4. Keep those hips stable. Core brace nice and tight. Nice and controlled. That's 8. And last reverse lunge. 8. Good. Okay, lateral hops. Okay, so nice and quick. Okay, trying to jump as far as you can and as quick as you can rebound back to the other side. Okay, pushing your hips back each time. 1, 1. That's 10, halfway. And last one, 20. Good. Okay, 2 left. Going to our hip hinge. Okay, grabbing 2 objects or 1 object, backpack or water bottle. Okay, slight bend in the knees. Hinge your hips back, pop forward. Hinge back, pop forward. Keep your core tight, hips as stable as you can. 8. 18. Last one, 20. Good. Going to our last one, bench step overs. Okay, so bench or step about knee height, toes pointing forward, knee in line with the toes, driving hip, making sure you extend as you go over. Up and over. That's 3, going for 10. 6. 1. 10. Good. Whew. Okay, great job. Have a bit of a break, grab some water. Then we're going to go into our last 2 exercises, which will be core related. Okay, so you're going to be on the ground. Make sure you have a nice soft mat if you have. Carpet. Okay, the first one we're going to be doing is a bottom plank with the rotation. Okay, so you want to use your abdominal muscles to control the rotation out and slowly controlling back. Okay, so use yourself for controlling the rotation, and you're not just letting yourself fall down. Okay, so Your bottom plank, elbows on the ground, pushing through your heels, squeeze your core and your glutes nice and tight. From there you're going to take your one arm, reach underneath, and you're rotating using your abdominal muscles to the side and slowly controlling back. Okay, so you're rotating to the side, slowly controlling back until you're facing the floor. Okay, so we're going to be doing 8 on the one side, 8 on the other side. Okay, so bottom plank position, push through your heels, squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes. From there, one arm starting underneath, rotating out, controlling down. Slowly down, rotate as far as you can, and controlling down. And 8. Good. Give yourself a bit of a break. Going to the other side. So bottom plank position. Other hand coming up. Reach through, rotate to the side. Controlling down. And last one. And relax. Okay, nice work. Give your shoulders a bit of a break. Coming to our hips. And we go into reverse crunches. Okay, with your reverse crunch, you're going to lie down. Hands next to your hips. Okay, you're going to brace your core nice and tight. Pushing your lower back down to the ground. Keep this nice and tight. From there, you're going to raise your legs slightly off the ground. Okay, pull your knees into your chest. You're going to kick up with your hips and then slowly lower your legs down in front of you. Okay, as you're lowering down, make sure your back is not arching so you're not creating a hole underneath your lower back. Okay, if you get to that point where you feel like your lower back's going to come up, then you want to stop there and then start your next rep. Pull your knees into your chest, kick up and slowly lower down. Okay, so we're going for 12 reps. Hands next to hips, core tight, lower back into the ground, knees into your chest, kick up, slowly lowering down. That's 6. Focus on really controlling that eccentric lowering of the legs over here as far as you can, and then putting your knees into your chest. That's 9. 10. 11. And 12. Good. Okay, great job. We've got one more set of those two, and then we are done. Okay, so going back into your bottom plank. Pushing through your heels, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core nice and tight. Okay, take your one arm, reach under your armpit, and we're rotating out to the side as far as you can. And slowly controlling back down. 6, 2 more. And 8. Good, a bit of a rest. You're almost there. Okay, going to your other side. Nice and tight. Push your arms into the ground. Push through your heels, squeeze your glutes and your core. Rotating out. And 8. Okay, good job. Last exercise, back to your reverse crunches. Okay, so remember the aim is to resist going into excessive extension. Okay, so lying down, brace your core tight, pull your belly button down towards the spine, lower back into the ground, hands by the hips, feet just off the ground, knees into your chest, kick up, slowly controlling down. This is 3, going for 12. That's 6. Ten, 2 more. And last one. 4. Good, well done. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the session. Thanks for joining and following. Okay, if you'd like any more information about some running specific strength and conditioning or coaching, please contact info@csid.com. Otherwise, hope you stay well, and we hope to see you soon. Keep well.